This is Fox 45, Crime and Justice. This violence in Baltimore. They talk about the... This is Fox 45. Stockholm Syndrome. You identify factors. Fox 45 participate in corruption and racism that's going on. You want to save our city? Then Fox 45 need to turn in this information I've been 6 weeks. Fox 45 has a whistleblower's application. Violence in Baltimore. We the people. Save our city. All right. Rachel. You see me with Rachel Aragon, and she's the Department of Justice. And these are your elected officials. All right. Let's make a movie and a documentary about your politics. Like I said, occupy the courts. They use the courts to incarcerate us. They use the courts to deny us our rights. Renters court, juvie court, parole and probation. Well, I was talking about occupying the courts under this Public Accommodation Act. All right, occupy the courts under the 1964 Public Accommodation Act. You locked me up for making a movie about your courts and your politics. This toilet was evidence for a federal investigation. It was about the war on drugs. It was about the war on drugs. All right? Black communities. Over policing. It's a public justice center. All right? So this is what's going to the Department of Justice. The letter to the Public Justice Center. And my letter to President Trump. My whistleblower's application. Dwayne G. Davis, Robert Hurd, Department of Justice, Fox 45, David Smith, and Chief Hyatt, Baltimore County. This is going to the Department of Justice. Received 2014, Clerk of the Court. That's the case number. Dwayne G. Davis versus the state of Maryland. I want to file a $54 million lawsuit against y'all and was exposing your corruption, and you use your courts to shield that corruption. Y'all squashed subpoenas. Response to opposition squashed for Jack Young. That was President Jack Young when he was president of the city council. All right. Morgan doctrine is not absolute. For instance, the situations where high-ranking officials involved become less superiority and directly of more hands-on personal. All right. What it's basically saying is you can't use your positions of power to shield you from being prosecuted. You insulating yourself from the prosecution. All right. So like I said, this is going to that's the President Trump. That's the Public Justice Center. And y'all locked me up for a toilet. So I'm building toilets. All right. And I got my coronavirus toilet. We're talking about the toilet in Towson in 2011. All right. And we're talking about the meaning of the toilet. The toilet was exposing Bobby Zirkin. The toilet was exposed these individuals that were making money off of the prison industry. Your retirement funds, your 401ks, your surety bonds. It's about the laws that you write to incarcerate Black Baltimore County. Now, we got all this information. You can get it from Senator Antonio Hayes. He got this. All right. This is about locking up Black Baltimore. And if you go to YouTube, I got a whole YouTube channel. It's called Puppet Law. Me and Senator Miller got a whole channel called Puppet Law. Google it, Puppet Law. It's about being black in Baltimore, about being black in America. It's our rights. And it's about the black faces that sell out the black community. Racism don't work without black cooperation. Martin Luther King told you in letters from a Birmingham jail about the haves and the have-nots. These are the haves, and I'm the have-not. But I have something that they don't. I got knowledge. I got ability to present cases. Like I said, we're going to the Supreme Court with this. You kidnapped me in the state of Illinois, and you kidnapped me in Maryland. And these public officials been denying me access to the courts for the longest. I done came down there with my hat in my hand. My hat ain't in my hand no more. We taking it to President Trump. Enemy of my enemy is going to be my friend. We're going to talk about your prison industry and mass incarceration. We're going to talk about it right here and how the media demonizes black people in Baltimore. Crime and justice, it ain't going to be just us. That's Governor Hogan. Out for justice. So we up there. Now, if you go to Out for Justice, Nicole Mundo has a complete breakdown of the corruption in Baltimore City, Baltimore County. Has a complete breakdown and tells the whole thing about my case. So you go to Nicole Mundo. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to Nicole and get it myself. And I'm going to send it to President Trump. He asked for corruption in Baltimore. I'm going to give him Baltimore. I'm going to give him all of Baltimore. We're going to give him Bobby Zirkin. We're going to show you about white supremacy. It's a political statement. And we're going to talk about puppet law. Being black in America. White justice and black justice. And it's going to stop being just us. We're going to occupy. And we're going to do it in a righteous way. We're going to do it in a respectful way. We're going to do it out for justice. And it ain't going to be just us.